Hey guys, it's Con from Carowinds Studios here, and today is day one of our trip. I don't really know what you want to call this trip, but it's a trip. And today we're starting it at King's Dominion. There's Dominator right there, I-305 in the distance. Haven't been here since 2018, so I'm very happy to be back at the park, and we'll see you guys once we get inside, hopefully. We're now inside of King's Dominion, rushing over to Tumbili, if I can figure out where it is. I haven't been here since 2018, it's been a while, but need to get on that new credit, new coaster. Haven't been on one of the smaller models of the free spin yet, so that should be interesting.
They work here.
Here we are inside Jungle Expedition. We made it. Just got off of Tumbili, the new for 2022 SNS free spin here. Like I said, this is my first time ever riding a free spin of this model. This is the smaller model. There's a hummingbird right there actually, but that was pretty fun. Didn't get too many flips, but I think that the brakes at each Raven dive really add to the intensity because it kind of holds you there. Also, this whole area, I know it's been said by a lot of other coaster YouTubers, but this is incredible theming for Cedar Fair. Like, I honestly almost thought I was in Animal Kingdom when I first walked into Tumbili. Now we're gonna take a ride on Reptilian, which was Avalanche and has since been rethemed to fit in with the Jungle Expedition area. This is cute too, looks awesome. They did a really great job with this whole area.
Oncoming riders, please step into the car. Hands, arms, legs, and feet inside the ride vehicle at all.
Restraints now locked during the ride.
You're not marked, permit is locked. If you're having difficulty with your lap bar, please notify a team member.
Over here, also in Jungle Expedition, they have Arachnidia. I can't really figure out how to pronounce it, just like Tumbili. But this is a scrambler. I believe they had this scrambler already and rethemed it, but like the theme, like the logo, it's really cool looking. I believe this is where they have their show for the area. Yes, Let's Get Wild. Starts, this one 6:30 and 8 o'clock, but this is the whole centerpiece, I guess. Tumbili right there. They did a really good job with this area. I mean, I haven't been here in a while, like I said, so I don't remember what it used to look like, but this looks good. Over here we have the singing mushrooms. I have never actually seen them sing, so maybe we'll see them sing today. The next ride of the day is Racer 75, which I know people are gonna be mad that I'm even calling it that, so Rebel Yell. We need a side of it, and it looks like they're running both blue and red on the same side. I don't even know which side I'm missing, so I'm just gonna say whichever side this is a new credit. I don't care. So yeah, here we go. So we just got off of the Racer 75 side that we hopefully needed. I don't even know if it was the right side, but I'm counting it. What's weird is that they're running both the red train and the blue train on the same side, so you can't even figure out like by which color, because they're running both colors on the same side. So whatever. Now we're going over to Twisted Timbers. Did notice that I-305 has opened, and we'll probably head over there after we do a few rides on Timbers. So it's been a little while. It started raining, as you can see. It's actually raining pretty bad right now. And we dealt with very long, kind of pointless delay. Someone freaked out because they hit their funny bone in the train, and maintenance was there. There's a whole bunch of people there. Took a while, nothing happened. And now it's on one train off. Because of that, great. But ride was phenomenal. I mean, it's raining, and if you know anything about RMCs in the rain, they're unbelievable in the rain. And the same holds true here with Twisted Timbers. It was running so fast. It's so good. Such a great ride. Still got to go get on I-305, but yeah, it was great. Tom, how was Twisted Timbers?
So the 2 rides we had on it were awesome. It used to be my number 1 until I started going to more parks, and it still holds a really strong spot in my top 20. Great ride.
Wow, it was great to get back on this after a couple of years. It's probably still my favorite ride in the park, but I'll make that judgment in a little while.
We're actually heading over to what I think is the best ride in the park, maybe. I-305, Intimidator 305. Very excited to get back on that. It's probably going to hurt like crazy because of this rain, but we're going to gray out and have a great time. It is time to get back on what is widely regarded as one of, if not the most intense coasters in the world, Intimidator 305 here at Kings Dominion. It's been a while since I rode it. Very excited to re-ride. We just did one of the most insane coaster experiences I think I've ever had. I-305 in the pouring rain. Holy crap. Tom and I were in the second to back. Dad, where were you? A little further up. It was, the rain pelting on our faces was insane.
On my arm where the rain had pelted me, but it was still pretty great.
It was an amazing ride. Actually, that was the last ride before they shut it down for weather, because I guess the rain's getting too brutal for this, but holy, no, that was unbelievable. If you can ride I-305 in the rain, or if you have to, just prepare yourself, because wow, unbelievable. So, we just did 2 more rides on this insane ride. We actually wound up being the first riders on it after it broke down. Well, went down for weather, and as you guys saw before, we were the last riders on it before it went down for weather, so I guess that's cool. Like I said before, this thing's unbelievably intense. The rain definitely slowed down a bit for now. Hopefully it'll stay this way. It's pretty much down to just a drizzle now. So I was actually able to keep my eyes open the entire ride that time, and it is just so intense. The entire ride is intense too. I felt myself graying out at multiple points throughout the ride, not just the first turn. Snap turns are unbelievable. It's a great ride. I don't know where we're heading next, but I-305 may just be the best coaster here. Now, pretty unwillingly, I'm riding Grizzly with these two. I don't know why they want to ride it, but
It's because you don't want to ride it so much.
yeah. Here we go, into the woods to ride this thing. All right, so we just rode Grizzly. Unfortunately, there's not really any place to take video of the actual ride since it's in the woods. We rode it twice, and I know I said I really didn't want to ride it in the last clip, but honestly, it's not that bad. It's super rough, like crazy rough. There it goes over there, but it's got potential. It has a ton of airtime, actually. It's just a little too rough in certain spots. So honestly, I think if Cedar Fair was just to invest a bit of money and tighten track some of the parts of the ride that are really rough, like the valleys, honestly, this could be a pretty good ride. It's not as bad as I remembered it being. I used to think it was just god-awful, terrible. No, it's actually, you gotta ride it. It's certainly interesting. I rode in the front of a car both times. There's no non-wheeled seats on this ride, and it was definitely smoother than if I were to ride in the back of a car, so I definitely recommend not riding in the back of a car. So you're gonna want to get like rows 1, 3, 5, 7, any odd numbered rows. But that was not that bad. Tom, what'd you think?
I'll agree with everything you said. It wasn't nearly as rough as I remember, which was pretty bad. I think the trick is do sit in the front of a car, and you'll enjoy it a lot more than if you don't.
What?
How was it?
Oh, it was good. It was good. I mean, it's rough. I mean, it's an older ride. It definitely could use some Titan track in a few spots. Would definitely make it much better.
And I
But
should
it's
mention that those two rode in the front row the first time. I rode in row 3. Then him and I rode in the second to back row. And then Tom rode in, I guess, the fourth to back row. I don't really remember what number it is, but yeah. We were also on the orange train, so if you want to replicate what we got, go there. So we just got off of these flyers here. If you know me, and you've seen all my vlogs, you know I love these rides. This one's actually called Flying Eagles. And out of the ones I've ridden, I can't remember if I've ridden one like this. This is actually a 10-car one. I've never, from what I remember, I don't remember seeing one, but I guess the combination of the wind and the fact that the rain has actually picked up again made these insane. If you saw my Six Flags America vlog from early last year, you would know that I was actually able to flip one of those backwards. And I almost did it here too. Came pretty close. How are those flyers?
Those are some of the most intense flyers I've been on. I've only been on a handful of them, but I had an awesome time on these.
Oh, they were really good. Really good.
I don't know why, but this area of the park over here by Shenandoah and Whitewater Canyon is giving me big time Silver Dollar City vibes. I don't know what it is about it, but I don't know. Kind of feels like Silver Dollar City a little bit. Looks like this is a stage from Grand Carnival. Oh, maybe not. It's actually a show. Looks like it could be from Grand Carnival though. They recently ended their Grand Carnival event. Now it's over at Dorney Park. Now we're up here at the very front of the park to take a ride on Dominator, the only B&M coaster in the park. This is actually the world's longest B&M floorless coaster. It was originally at Six Flags Worlds of Adventure, also known as Six Flags Ohio, also known as Geauga Lake. And now it's here at King's Dominion. So as you guys saw, Tom, you finally
That's
got
right.
park completion.
Never tell me the odds, because you got to be able to follow your dreams. As long as you commit, full send it, no excuses, then you get results. That's what it's all about.
Sure. Yeah, if you don't know, Great Pumpkin Coaster, you have to have a kid to ride with you if you're over 60 inches tall or 5 feet tall. I am definitely not shorter than 5 feet tall, so I couldn't help him out there, but he was able to get on, so now we don't have to listen to him say that he doesn't have all coasters here.
That's right.
Now it's time to finally ride Boo Blasters. When we were here in 2018, we went on Boo Blasters, but right after I believe the first room, the ride broke down and we actually got evac'd and walked through the whole ride. Wasn't able to film it, but it was very cool to see the ride for, you know, not in the dark. So now I'm actually gonna get to experience it the right way, hopefully. So we just got off of Boo Blasters, luckily, so I actually got to experience it after being walked through it a few years ago. I won. I think my score was 1440. Tom, what was your score?
1290. Yes, you won, Tom.
Yes, I
Very
did.
good.
Dad?
Mine was 750 because you kept bumping into me.
Uh-huh.
You sat next to me.
Yeah. It was a good dark ride, though. Definitely very, like, old school, retro. Got a lot of gravestones here. Reminds me a bit of the Haunted Mansion with these, you know, clever gravestone type things here. You could also see Reptilian back there. But yeah, Boo Blasters was pretty fun.
Off and out of here.
So we just got off at Backlot, and it's weird because about a little over a month ago, almost 2 months ago now, we rode Backlot at Kings Island. And that seems like it got like a major refurb of some kind this year. All the effects were working, it was repainted. This one, over there at the, I guess, midpoint of the ride where you stop and there's supposed to be all kinds of explosives and everything. You stopped for about 3 seconds, nothing happened, and then you took off. So it was a little weird, but you know, Backlot's always a fun ride. It's one of my favorite family coasters out there. Two more rain rides on I-305 complete. Just got off Flight of Fear, and it's definitely better in terms of smoothness and enjoyability than Kings Island's. I know those two would disagree because they were in the very back row. I rode in the second to back row, and while I got my foot crushed because that's the way these trains are set up, it was still a little smoother. I don't know what it is with these Flight of Fear coasters, but they just do not run anywhere near as good as Poltergeist at Fiesta Texas or Joker's Jinx at Six Flags America. This time around, we decided to use their free locker system, just like the one that's at Seal Vengeance. So we'll see how this goes. So we just ended our day out here on Twisted Timbers. As you can see, that other train is still off because of what I talked about earlier in the vlog, so that's great. But we were able to squeeze in 2 rides. It was great, got back rows. Hauling, that's definitely one of the best RMCs. It's glossy smooth, has super good airtime, great elements. Overall, just an incredible ride. Guys, would you concur?
You know what? Perhaps this is all a metaphor for life. No matter how many obstacles are going to get thrown at you, you just got to persevere, and eventually you'll reach your goals. So just keep chugging along, I guess.
Well said, Tom. Well said.
He talks about you, leave them crying when he calls your name. Truly.
The more I walk around Kings Dominion's new jungle expedition area, the more I'm amazed by just how well themed this whole area is. Honestly, when I first started walking around here this morning, I could have sworn I was in Disney's Animal Kingdom. They did a really, really good job with this whole area. I mean, this whole area is just totally a step above the rest of the park, and I really hope that this is a sign of what's to come for all Cedar Fair parks. It started with Frontier Town's overhaul in 2018, continued with the area by Copperhead Strike, in 2019, and they've really outdone themselves with this. Tombilli may not be the most insane coaster out there, but it doesn't need to be because the theming around here is just what makes the area. It's awesome. And that's gonna do it for our day here at King's Dominion. It was a very rainy day, but we had a great day. Got a few rides on I-305, Twisted Timbers, a bunch of other stuff. Great day, great park. Definitely glad to have been back here since it had been so long, but King's Dominion is a great park. Dad, how was your day at King's Dominion?
Oh, we had a great day. We made the best of it with the weather. Actually, the crowds were very light because of that. A couple little hiccups throughout the day because of the weather, but not really a big deal. We had a great time.
Yeah, the weather wasn't stopping us. We had an awesome day here at King's Dominion. Tons of great rides. Can't wait to come back in the future. Great day.
But that's going to do it for today's vlog. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
We'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys.
Hey guys, it's Connor from Carowinds Studios here, and you probably can't tell where we are right now. That is because we are at Busch Gardens Williamsburg here in Williamsburg, Virginia. Very excited to be back at this park. Haven't been here since 2018, just like King's Dominion, so revisit was definitely necessary here. Very, very excited. We are actually in the England lot since we have the SeaWorld pass, so we're going to be getting in nice and quick. Got the GoPro ready to go. Since it's SeaWorld parks, you can film. At this park, you just got to get the mount checked and then you're good. So lots of POVs coming from today. Very excited to get on Pantheon. They're brand new for 2022, but should have been 2020 coaster. Rode almost all of the new SeaWorld coasters this year, just missed Emperor, so very, very excited to check this out.
And follow the signs for zones A, B, and C. We hope you have a great day with us at Busch Gardens Williamsburg.
We're now inside the park, got permission for our GoPro, got quick queue, so we're gonna have a great day. Very excited. Just like that. First one at Pantheon. So we just got off the first ride of the day on Pantheon in the front row. That was really good. That blew away what I was expecting. Dad,
Wow.
was your 350th?
That was really good. A lot better than I expected it to be. It was phenomenal.
We have a winner here. I'm going to go ahead and say this is the best ride in the park, even not having ridden everything else in a couple years. But the theming is amazing. I love the theme. The ride itself, I'm out of the seat on pretty much every element. Excellent addition here.
We're gonna use it. Next up, Apollo's Chariot. Two rides on Apollo's Chariot, one in the second row because that's the seat that quick queue people get. Somebody went around and waited for the back row, got back row, and I definitely think back row is like way better than sitting in the front on this. You actually get a ton of airtime in the back. It was still good in the front, but in the back it was really good. Tom, how was Apollo Chariot?
I agree. Back is the way to go on this ride. Great little bits of airtime. Fun ride.
Back row for sure, no question about it. Really solid ride.
Now sit back with your back against the seat and your head against the headrest.
Did Tempesto, unfortunately had to wait a very long time for it to open, but it opened, we got on it, front row, it was fine. Now we're gonna go get something to eat. So we did go over to get Tom's credit. Now we've finally made it over to the other end of the park, and now we're gonna hit Loch Ness Monster, which is actually my dad's 100th coaster, and Pantheon was his 350th. We just got off of Loch Ness Monster. It was really good. Good aero looper, one of the smoother ones I've been on. Very intense, very fun. Overall, a great classic. Dad, how was that?
Oh, I love this ride. It's my 100th credit. I always like to ride it whenever I'm here.
It's one of the park's most iconic coasters. I love the interlocking loops. Had a great time.
One of the benefits of having a pass for Busch Gardens is that everyone over the age of 21 gets free beer. Free beer. Just did 2 rides on Griffin, one on the back row, one on the front row. In my opinion, this is probably the best dive coaster out there. It's so good, so much airtime, so smooth, great ride. Tom, how was that?
I absolutely love the front row ride. Glass smooth, the view is incredible. Awesome time here on Griffin.
I'd agree. Out of the dive coasters I've ridden, this is the best. But they're all very good.
Everything gets hotter when the sun goes down, yeah. This all Pixar and my dark sunglasses. This sweet concoction is as smooth as molasses.
So we just did Invader. I know we're nowhere near it, but we did Invader. With our quick queue, we only get 1 ride on it. It was in the back row, it was good. Definitely a lot more forceful than people always say it is, but it got a little rough, especially compared to Mystic Timbers, which opened in the same year. But it's still a good ride. Now we're gonna go check out Alpengeist, which I'm very excited to get back on, because the last time I was on it was when it was still rough and, you know, a little difficult to enjoy, but supposedly they did a lot of maintenance to it during COVID, so let's see how it runs. Just got off a front row ride on Alpengeist, and wow, that is a totally different ride than what I remember. So much more intense, so much more smooth. That was the big thing. It was glass smooth. Such a good ride. Tom, how was that?
Yeah, improvements on all fronts compared to when I rode it first in 2019. The intensity was up, the smoothness was up, all around awesome experience.
Definitely more intense. Definitely better than last time we rode it 4 years ago, right?
Yeah. Now we head into Germany. Right here we have what used to be Curse of Dark Castle. I remember I rode this all the way back in 2014. I mean, I don't really remember it that well, but now there's a coaster going in there. If you guys don't know, they're building a small family coaster in there that actually goes around the layout twice, a switch track. Very interested to see how that winds up being. It's currently labeled as Project Dark Coaster, but yeah, this will be very different next year. How ironic that the coaster themed to a forest with terrible weather is now closed for terrible weather. That's right. Bolton Saltlands. Got off of 2 rides on Verbolten, one in the front row, one in the back row. Verbolten's is such a good ride, very good family coaster. Gets me every single time. It's so good. And the setting, I mean, look at this. This is incredible. Tom, how was Verbolten?
It was certainly worth the hour about that we waited for the rain delay. Again, like you said, never am not surprised by the, even though I know it's coming. You got the big bad wolf drop right over there. It's a great ride, one of my favorite family coasters.
It's a great ride. Had a lot of fun on it.
So, as you guys saw, we did a lot of stuff. So now we're gonna head over to Pantheon to hopefully make that our last ride of the day. Unfortunately, the line has been pretty long all day. We still have our one-time use on the quick queue, so let's go try and give that a ride. We had a very eventful final little bit of time here at Busch Gardens. We were able to squeeze in 2 Pantheon rides, one in the back row and one in the front row at night. It was incredible. Tom, what'd you think?
I had no expectations for Pantheon. I just didn't do my homework looking into it, but what an incredible ride. At this point for me, definitely a top 10 and a can't miss here at Busch Gardens.
Dad?
Wow, Pantheon was absolutely fantastic. I didn't really come in with any kind of expectations of it. It looked cool. I really wasn't sure what it was going to do, but wow, it is really, really good. I highly suggest you come out and check this out.
Something else I should mention is that we actually ran into Eric, who was at Playlands with us at the Ride Playland event, and somehow wound up being here at on the same day as us. That wasn't planned at all, but that was really cool. Grabbed a few Pantheon rides with him. And after that, we did a little bit of a merch run, and he wound up grabbing something very cool. This is a big picture frame here with the Pantheon coin. We actually got the same thing for Gwazi, but not with the whole picture frame. We did get the coin for Gwazi, so...
And the discount was mind-blowing.
Yes, this is like raw, like over $100, and this was reduced to much less than that, for sure.
Yeah, we got
But
all kinds of stuff.
got a lot of great stuff here at Busch Gardens.
All kinds of cool stuff.
That's going to do it for our day here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. If you guys enjoyed the vlog, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys. Hey guys, it's Colin from Carowinds Studios here, and today, as I'm sure you can tell, we are at Carowinds here on the border of North and South Carolina in Charlotte. Right here is Fury 325, which is an incredible ride. I've actually been here before, ridden every ride here. No new credits today, but I'm very excited to get back on Fury, back on Intimidator, Copperhead, a whole bunch of great rides here at Carowinds. So we're in the park. Huge shout out to the PR team here at Carowinds for leaving us with some quick queues. Definitely going to help today if it's crowded, but very excited to get on some awesome rides here today. Looking like the first ride of the day is going to be Afterburn, a great B&M invert over here. So we just did 2 rides on Afterburn in the back row. Running very good, nice intense ride. Over here you can actually see some construction already going on. For those of you who don't know, they closed down this entire area over there, which does consist of the Plants vs. Zombies ride. Very weird ride over there, but construction is underway. They're supposedly getting a whole new area over there with some new flats. So fortunately, to get to Copperhead, we kind of have to go all the way around, but that's probably where we're gonna head next. Over here is where you used to get into that area I was just talking about, now fenced off. Look like they're already starting to do some demo over there, so very excited to see what winds up happening over there. Just did Flying Cobras, and despite it having the vests, it still beats you up pretty good. Very intense, I'll give it that, but just another boomerang.
To get next every morning. Enjoy your ride.
Now we're gonna check out Carolina Cyclone, which as you can see has been repainted this season. It looks really, really good actually. I love this color scheme. Cyclone had a bit of a line, so we're gonna skip that for now. We're gonna go check out Hurler now, which is weird because we just rode Twisted Timbers, which is the RMC version of this. We just got off Hurler at Carowinds, and ow, I don't remember it being like that. That was kind of brutal, honestly. I'd love to see Twisted Timbers come here too, because that'd be nice. Tom?
Mike Myers, you instilled so much false hope in me. I'm really disappointed, but it's not the first time you disappointed me.
Please either RMC this
Or Titan track it.
Please, for the love of God.
Honestly, that was rougher than Grizzly, and Grizzly has like a really bad reputation. Yeah, please RMC this. And here we are at Fury 325, one of the best coasters out there. Very excited to get back on this. Absolutely no wait for Fury. No wait for the So we just got off of Fury 325. Got very lucky, very front row, very back row with very minimal weight. It's literally just the stairs. Man, that thing is incredible, just as great as I remember it. So much airtime, speed, intensity was awesome. Tom, that was your first ever time. What'd you think?
I tend to throw the word great around a lot watching these videos back, but this one was truly immaculate. It was great, easy top 10 contender. I can't wait to get some night rides.
Dad?
Wow. Just as good, if not better than what I remember. Absolutely amazing.
This was your 200th coaster and my 150th, right?
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Such a great ride. Just had some food over at Chicken Pete's. Now we're gonna ride Vortex. We just did Vortex in the front row. It was all right. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was all right.
It's okay.
It's a ride.
Great Adventure has it. King's Dominion has it. And so does Carowinds, the Vine Pathway. It's always something that's so cool to me. Love the idea of it. Nice and cool under here too. Next up, Intimidator. Not Intimidator 305. Intimidator, the B&M Hyper here at Carowinds. Just got off of Intimidator, and honestly, that was a lot better than I remember. Lots of great airtime, Very similar to Diamondback, not quite as good, but it was still a really good ride, lots of airtime. Tom, how was that?
I haven't heard the greatest things about this ride, but I think all of that was untrue. I had a great time on this. The airtime was really nice. I can't wait to ride again.
Nothing. No, this ride gets, I think, way too much hate. It's a good ride. It's pretty solid, enjoyable.
Welcome back, riders. Please unbuckle your safety belt and pull up on your shoulder harness and safely exit.
Looks like Copperhead Strike just opened up, so we're gonna give it a ride. So we just got off of Copperhead Strike in the back row. Very glad it opened. Tom, that was your first time. How was it?
That was a really fun launch coaster. Glad we were able to get the second train of the day. Had a great time there on top of it.
Wow, I literally forgot how good that ride is. The theming on it is just tremendous when you walk through there. It just never gets old. It's a really fun ride. You got to check it out.
Yeah, it's a great ride full of airtime, intensity, hang time. Really, really just awesome, awesome ride. Gonna give Carolina Cyclone another try. Hopefully the line died down a bit. We just got off Carolina Cyclone. Honestly, that was very surprising. I grayed out during the first two loops. It was very intense. Not terribly rough either. It was enjoyable. Dad, how was that?
That's all right for an old arrow looper.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that kind of intensity. I had a pretty good time on that.
We're getting lucky with yet another Fury front row ride. Got ourselves some blue ice cream in Blue Ridge Junction. So we took a little break at the hotel room for an hour or two. Now we're going back, and we're walking back because our hotel's pretty close, so not a terrible walk. So that is going to do it for our day here at Carowinds. We went in, rode Intimidator once after we ate at Harmony Hall and calling it out. It's getting a little crowded and it's getting late anyways. We have Over Georgia tomorrow, so we'll be there. But we'll be back here on Thursday night. Get some night rides on Fury, Copperhead, Intimidator maybe. Should be great. But Dad, how was today at Carowinds?
Oh, today was very good. We got here a little late due to unforeseen circumstances at Cracker Barrel. But we did make it here, and we had some skips or whatever, quick queue passes.
Quick queue passes. Huge thank you to the PR team for that.
So we're going to hold on to them. And special thanks to
Ashlyn Hunter
for that. And really, it was a good day. A little hot, but not bad.
Tom, how was your day at Carowinds?
This was my 5th Cedar Fair park. It really stands out with Fury 325 and Intimidator. I had an excellent time. Some great surprise hits in this park. I can't wait to come back.
Definitely. Yeah, it was great to get back to this park. Really did forget just how good the best rides here are. You got Fury, Copperhead, Intimidator that really surprised me, and Afterburn, all great rides. And the rest of the park's lineup is also really good too. But that's going to do it for today at Carowinds. Stay tuned for more vlogs coming from the trip. If you guys enjoyed this one, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys. Hey guys, it's Connor from Hollywood Studios here, and as I'm sure you can tell, we're at Six Flags Over Georgia. We're here very early. We kind of underestimated the traffic a little, well, overestimated the traffic, and we're here pretty early, but we're going to be doing some on-ride filming very soon on Twisted Cyclone right there. It's my first ever time at the park, so very excited to get out Twisted Cyclone, Goliath, Georgia Scorcher, everything else at the park. Looks really, really cool. Just parked, now we're heading into the park. So, huge thank you to Deidre and Hannah from Six Flags Over Georgia. As you guys saw, we did some on-ride filming on Twisted Cyclone and Georgia Scorcher, both of which were incredible rides. Really, really good. Can't thank them enough. Now we're going to go check out the rest of the park, which I am very, very excited for. Looks like Six Flags Over Georgia also has the Vine Walkway. This is really, really cool looking. I love when these parks have this walkway. It's just so cool, unique, very cool under here, especially on a hot day. Next ride of the day is Daredevil Dive, which is their Gerstlauer Eurofighter. Very, very excited for this ride. Looks like it's going to be really good. Great drop. Very excited.
Make your own delicious icy concoction. Make icy even better when you mix it up together.
So we just got off of Daredevil Dive, and that was really, really good actually. Very smooth, had some great air time, really just a fun ride. Dad, what did you think of that?
It was really good. Couldn't believe how smooth it was. My God.
The smoothness and the intensity made for a really awesome ride. Highly recommend Daredevil Dive.
Next up is Goliath. I am really excited for this ride. It's a B&M Hyper. I've been told it's one of the best B&M Hypers, so very excited to see just how good it winds up being. So we just got off of Goliath here at Over Georgia in the back row. I'm speechless. That totally blew me away. I hate to call it early, but that may have just become my favorite hyper coaster. There was just non-stop airtime everywhere. You gray out in the turn. That is just such a good ride. Tom, what'd you think?
Yeah, there's not a dull moment on this thing. I also want to say this is most likely the best hyper I've ridden. You're out of seat on every hill, even going into the brakes. I'm floored by how awesome that was.
And it's not weak airtime. That is full-on flow ejector airtime. You're just out of your seat, big time. That was incredible. That may just be the best ride here. That was unbelievable. Now we are going down into the recently revamped Gotham City. Check out Batman the Ride and the Riddler Mindbender. This area looks really good. Reminds me a lot of our Metropolis area over in Great Adventure, but there's definitely a lot more rides in Over Georgia's area. This is really nice looking. Love all the DC theming, done very well. All these fresh new signs, it looks great. And there is the Riddler Mindbender, which is what we are heading to next. So we just got off of the Riddler Mindbender. That was a really fun ride. Definitely reminds me a lot of Shockwave at Six Flags Over Texas. Pretty smooth, got some good intense loops. Overall, good ride. Definitely good for kids starting out. Tom, what'd you think?
The smoothness was great for its age. There were really some surprising force spots. I had a really good time.
Dad, what'd you think?
Wow, that was really good. I love these old sports cars, and the new trains is really smooth and very intense. That's time for So we just got off of Batman, at least Over Georgia's version of Batman. That was very intense, pulled lots of force. I don't know if it's more intense than Great Adventures. It might be the best Batman clone I've ridden, I'm not sure, but it was very good. Over here is their Giant Discovery Pandemonium, which actually has a very unique theme. It's themed to steampunk, which they actually call Scream Punk here, just like Magic Mountain, but these are always really good flat rides.
You've got mail.
Wow! Leon! How did she get here so fast?
Next ride of the day is Blue Hawk. This is what I like to see. No line. They're doing the front, and I'm doing the back. got off of Blue Hawk. I rode in the back. They rode in the front. I think maybe I made the better decision. It was relatively smooth considering this is a Vekoma coaster. The vest restraints definitely helped a lot, and it definitely pulled some pretty good G's, especially in that first inversion. Pretty good ride. I know you guys thought it was a little rough.
The G's were good. It had its moments of intensity, but I'm hoping that I guess the back was a better ride for you.
I'm guessing that it's a back row ride or mid to back of the train ride, but it's still good.
This area of the park is Metropolis, and it actually has rides themed to Metropolis, like Superman and Justice League Battle for Metropolis. This park also has the wait time boards, which are a big help. Scream Machine is also a roller coaster landmark by Ace, and here we go. So we just got off of Great American Scream Machine. My dad and I rode in the second to back, and Tommy rode in the fourth to back because we were told that it's best to sit in the front of a car, and that was definitely the best bet. Honestly, the retrack did wonders. I never rode it beforehand, but it really was not that rough at all. Felt like, you know, your classic wooden coaster, had some good airtime. It was fun.
Really good classic coaster. Glad they retracted, glad they painted it, glad it's staying around.
It's great to see that the park put some love into this coaster. We can't attest to what it was like before, but again, it has that classic feel, and it was such a good time.
Here at Six Flags Over Georgia, they also have a Hurricane Harbor water park inside the park, and there's a whitewater Six Flags water park not too far from here either, so definitely a lot of water parking to be done in Atlanta, Georgia. And now we are riding Superman Ultimate Flight, and for all my Great Adventure viewers, yes, this is the same ride as the one at Great Adventure. However, this one is the original one. It was built originally for Six Flags Over Georgia, so you can see that the terrain really does morph around this coaster. So I'm very excited for this one for the fact that it's the original and it has some terrain aspects. Like you can see right here, Pretzel Loop goes a little below grade, and then over there there's some, I guess, maybe even a tunnel over there. I'm kind of going in blind to how different this one is to Great Adventure, so I guess we'll see how good it is. This Superman actually has a switch track and a double loading station, but as far as I know, they don't really use the other side since there's no need. It's already high capacity enough. Got off of Superman, and I can definitely say this is probably better than Great Adventures, simply for the fact that it has a lot of terrain interaction. It just made it feel a lot cooler and more fun. Tom, would you agree?
Yeah, the near misses and tunnels make it a completely different experience, and one that I think I'll take over Great Adventures 9 times out of 10.
I definitely like this better. It's amazing. It's the same layout, basically the same ride, but as they both said, the terrain makes such a difference.
Now we're going into their kiddie area, which is the only kiddie area I've ever been in that is actually fully themed to DC. Fortunately, I don't think we're gonna be able to get to ride Joker Funhouse Coaster, but they got a lot of other cool stuff here, like a little mini drop tower, some flyers themed to Wonder Woman, lots of cool stuff in here. Adjacent to the DC area is a Looney Tunes kid area. It actually has a lot of really cool new stuff. Over there you can see a tower from Six Flags Over Georgia's Skyride that used to be here. Now the cars for that Skyride have been donated to Great Adventure to be used on our Skyride. Next up is their Mine Train. mine train was pretty fun. Had some good turns, relatively intense, smooth. It was fun. Tom, what'd you think?
What you said?
Dad?
Really interesting. I liked it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm shocked right now. Johnny Rockets is still in the dining plan, as well as the milkshakes. Now, Justice League, but not Great Adventures. The one over Georgia. I'm very curious to see how different this winds up being than our Justice League. Looks like over Georgia's Justice League has also switched to no glasses. You can actually see the outline of where the glasses used to be, the whole holder for them.
See, Luther has used his vast wealth and resources to monitor each member of the Justice League in action and identify our individual weaknesses. Now, Luther's using those weaknesses against us. Supergirl, the Flash, and Green Lantern have already been captured in Metropolis. That's why we're recruiting brave citizens like you.
So we just did Six Flags over Georgia's Justice League, and honestly, that is a lot better than Six Flags Great Adventures. Like, they have tracers, so you can actually see where you're shooting, hence why I got such a high score, a much higher score than I normally get at Great Adventure, but yeah, no, that was definitely better. I also like the setup over here with this whole billboard here. Looks really cool. Alright, we just got off Justice League and whoa! That's not what I'm supposed to see here. It's supposed to be Showcase Theater right there. This is weird. The terrain here at Six Flags Over Georgia is crazy. Look at the drop off all the way down there. We're like not very far off from the top of Blue Hawks inversions up here. This is really high up off the ground. Exiting DC Super Friends and going to check out a classic ride here that has been hyped up, Monster Mansion. It's nothing too crazy, but supposedly it's a really good classic ride. Heard a lot of history about this ride, so let's check it out.
Someone lost their car.
So we just got off of Monster Mansion, and honestly, I'm surprised. That was really cool, honestly. It felt like your classic, old school park dark ride. It was really cool. I wouldn't expect to find this at a Six Flags park, so I'm very glad that Over Georgia keeps it here and maintains it, because it was maintained very well. Dad, what did you think of Monster Mansion?
That was really cool. I did not expect to see that here. It's great. It's maintained excellent.
That was a really different type of ride for a Six Flags park. I love the classic dark ride attractions. This is really unique.
Time for another ride on Goliath. What might just be the best coaster in the park, honestly. It's so good. We just did 3 rides on Goliath in a row, 1 in the front, 2 in the back. We were able to stay on because it's so empty here today. This ride is so good. I don't know how or why it's so good. It's just blowing me away every time I ride it.
I don't know how it's not talked about as much. Again, it brings the intensity every time. My favorite ride here.
Yeah.
It's really good. Really good.
And it looks like they have the Goliath equivalents of the new El Toro shirts at Great Adventure. Actually, I kind of like this too. It's pretty cool. Did another ride on Scorcher, this time in the back row, and yeah, that's probably the best stand-up coaster. It's enjoyable, intense, and really fun. Our curse on this trip strikes again. as there's bad weather. If I'm not mistaken, every day of this trip, there has been a weather delay at some point, so I guess at this point I should just expect it. Did Justice League again because of the storms. Dad hit 300,000, Tom got 209, and I got an even higher score, 351. Good job, I look very serious. This big plot of land right here, behind Justice League and next to the mine train, would be a great spot for a Raptor, a free spin, just a very tight, compact coaster. Looks like they probably had some kind of a splashdown ride over here, but I'd love to see a very compact coaster, maybe even one of the Raptors like Stunt Pilot over here. That'd be really cool. Just did some more rides on Goliath, mostly in the back row, and I still just cannot get over how insane this ride is. No one talks about it, and it makes no sense. It's so good. That's gonna do it for our day here, Six Flags over Georgia. Had a really, really good day. This is definitely one of my new favorite Six Flags parks. Meanwhile, I grabbed a pretzel. They did a merch run, but we had a great, great day here. Dad, how was today?
Oh, this was great. I really wish I would have come to this park sooner. It's a really great park. You gotta definitely come down here. It's actually, you can link a bunch of trips together with this park if you're coming down south or even from like Dollywood, and it's very close. So it's definitely worth the trip.
This park was probably the biggest surprise of our trip. They had everything. They have a great B&M in Goliath. They have a really great dark ride in Monster Mansion and Justice League. All in all, really excellent park. Definitely included in your next trip plans to the Southeast.
And a huge thank you again to Deidre and Hannah and everyone else who made our day earlier possible. It's really, really great to experience everything. But that's going to do it for today at Six Flags Over Georgia. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys. Hey guys, it's Conf Hollywood Studios here, and yeah, we are back at Carowinds. Here's Fury 325. Yesterday, obviously we were at Six Flags Over Georgia, and we figured to break up the drive a little bit, we'd stop back here at Carowinds, get some rides, more rides with Fury, Intimidator, etc. So yeah, very excited to get back in and get some more rides. Over here at the new area for Carowinds, they already have a crane up and there's someone in the crane. It appears they're actually in the process of disassembling their pirate ship ride right now. It was leaked that this area will be called Aeronautica Landing, so you can expect to see a disco here, an air race here, a mixed ride here, or whatever it's called, and a few other rides, so this should be a really cool area. First ride of the day is going to be Copperhead Strike. Next ride is Intimidator. Time for some more Fury. They have all kinds of Plants vs. Zombies, 3Z, whatever it's called, merch, because ride's gone now. It's all on sale. 1 for 10, 2 for 15. Not bad prices for a closed attraction. Can't wait to see what winds up coming next. Woodstock Express open, so we're gonna ride it. rode in the back, and shockingly, that actually had some airtime. It was pretty fun. So today's Cedar Fair announced new Premier Passes, and as far as I know, this is going to be the Premier Pass Lounge for Carowinds. Not really too sure what that entails, but that's what this is more than likely going to wind up being. Been here for about 2.5 hours. We're going to head out. We probably will come back later. Just wanted to grab a few more rides, get some food, drinks. It was good. Well, we're still in the hotel room because it's pouring. Rides are running, but we decided we're not going to go into the park because we don't really want to walk all the way over there through these puddles. Plus, it's 8 o'clock. Park closes in an hour anyway, so it's really not worth going over there. But that's going to do it for a very brief day here at Carowinds. Rode a few rides, had a good time. That's going to do it. Goodbye, Carowinds. Hey guys, it's Con from Hollywood Studios here, and we are back at Kings Dominion to end out the trip. It is Friday, August 5th, I believe, and we figured we'd stop here on the way back since I-95. Kings Dominion is literally right off that road, so it'd be kind of foolish not to stop, especially since we all have passes. So hop in, maybe grab a couple rides, definitely get food, and see how today goes. It's definitely a much nicer looking day for now. There's supposed to be storms sometime around 4 o'clock, so we'll see how long this lasts, but a nice blue sky, minimal clouds right now. So, first ride of the day is going to be Anaconda. You might be asking, why are we riding Anaconda? That's because I've been told that this very well could wind up being our last ever ride on Anaconda. Don't quote me on that, it's just a rumor, but who knows, maybe this will wind up being my last ride. I can say one thing about this ride. If the rumors are true, at least the ones I've heard, and it does get removed, I won't miss it. As much as I like the old arrows, this one's just too rough to really enjoy. Now it's time for the much better red and yellow coaster than the 505. rode this twice. First time was towards the back of the train. Second time was the back of the train, and this thing is just so intense. It's running just as fast, if not faster, than it was the other day. It's unbelievable. Now let's do a ride on Twisted Timbers. So we wound up not only getting perfect timing, but also getting exactly what we were looking for. When we were here on Sunday, the green train got taken off because of what I talked about, but the green train was on today, and I have been told that the green train is absolutely insane, and it definitely is. That was unbelievable. We did 4 rides, so intense. This sky is very, very menacing. I can't believe how perfectly we wound up timing everything.
Visit one of our many indoor attractions, such as merchandise shops, arcades, or restaurants. As soon as the storm passes, all activities and attractions will resume operation. Thank you and enjoy your day in King's Dominion.
Everybody is absolutely booking it out of this place. I have never seen people in Virginia move so fast in my life. That's gonna do it for a brief day here at King's Dominion. You can see that sky. You gotta get the heck out of here. But if you guys enjoyed this brief video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video as long as I don't get struck by lightning. Hey guys, it's Carowinds Studios here. We are back at Great Adventure. It is Saturday, August 6th. We are here to check out Austin from Derailed Coasters Community Day, so let's go find him. Summer Vibes Fest is still well underway here at Great Adventure. Such a great event. Lots of really, really cool stuff here. Over here, it looks like we have a new location that we saw being constructed on our last visit and is now ready to go. The refill station in between the Boneless Wings place and Primo's on the Golden Kingdom Adventure Outpost. So we actually had a thought about this Dippin' Dots stand right over here by El Toro's Turnaround. I've heard a rumor that Auntie Anne's is coming to Six Flags parks, and this would be a perfect spot for one. It's time for El Toro. Just did a nice mini marathon here on Toro. Got 6 rides. It's running super fast. And actually, by riding Toro when we did, because right now it's about 4 o'clock, we started riding it about an hour ago, maybe. We were able to ride Twisted Timbers and El Toro within 24 hours of each other. Maybe even I-305 and Toro within 24 hours of each other. I'll have to look back at the times, but yeah, that was great. How was it, Dad?
Wow, Toro is just as good as it's always been. Picked up a lot of speed.
Sure has. Well, we got turned around and did Toro 2 more times because we found a whole bunch more people over here. Tom has returned for another day of the trip. Both Samson and Joe from East Coasters. We got Drew from Coasters and Brews. We got Alex here.
What's up, guys?
So my dad decided to get one of the Summer Vibes drinks. I'm not sure which one this is, so maybe you guys can help me out in the comments. How is it?
It's good. Try it.
No, I can't. Before this, we did the Q&A for Austin's Community Day, so I'm sure you'll find that somewhere. Maybe I'll have it in the video. Guess we'll see. But just did Jersey Devil with all these people, ton of people over there. Got front row, back row, row 10. It's unreal, just like it has been. Full train on this thing, and one of the ends of the train is just unbelievable. We're ending out our quick visit to Great Adventure with some ice cream. So we ended up doing Toro 8 times, Devil 3 times. Good day. Again, shout out to Austin from Derail Coasters for hosting this. I'm sure you've seen other people you may recognize, maybe even yourself in this video. So yeah, that was really cool. It was very difficult to get here considering we were just on a massive trip, but it was cool to come here and check it out. Inside the Showcase Vibes area, they had now expanded the wall of all old park stuff to the floor. So you're just fully surrounded by old park maps. That is so cool. After riding Six Flags Over George's Justice League, one request I do have for this one is just for lasers to be added to the blasters. That way you can see where you're shooting a little better. And I think that would make it much easier to do really, really good on this ride. We're heading out. If you guys enjoyed today's very brief vlog, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow Derailed Coasters on Instagram and YouTube, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys.